originally the company was generally focused on building any type of software that come to our direction. But yeah, initially we did build a education management system because we thought at that time that education is something which is an upcoming market and people want to expand and understand, and this is the area where we can add most value. So we started with education software, but we end up doing almost everything for the first 2 years.
Right.
By the end of 2015, we realized that we need to focus on one area to basically really grow as a company. Because if you're doing everything and anything that comes to your way, you do not have the opportunity to go deeper into the skill set and deeper into
Sure.
the market. So with that, an opportunity came to us from a retail sector, and we started building solutions for retail. And that changed Alchemative fundamentally, and still we are focused on retail sector. For the last 8 years, we had been fully focused on retail sector, building e-commerce solutions. When I say e-commerce solution, it's not just building websites, it's about payment mediation platforms, fulfillment solution, logistics integrations, logistics solutions, BI, data sciences, integrating every marketing and other aspect into the system. Now AI-based system, machine learning-based system, omni-channel system. So everything and anything to do with e-commerce other than the core marketing function,
Right. Right.
we as a technology company right now focus on. And we are focused, we started our journey in Asia Pacific region, Southeast Asia,
Right.
but we expanded to UAE market later on, and now we are actually working to expand into GCC as a whole, Saudi, Kuwait, and Qatar. We have established customers in 13 different countries as of now,
Awesome.
including US, UK, a couple of African countries as well. Yeah, so this is a quick summary of what we have been doing. So yeah, we're an e-commerce technology services company.
That's awesome. Now, yeah, to the context also for our guests, like Alchemative is one of our like VIP customers. Like Omar mentioned, like they offer really wide range of like services because they cover all the aspects almost of the technical part of the e-commerce, and they have an experience with different industries, and that's what makes them like quite competent in this space, I would say, and in the GCC, and they have great opportunity in the GCC. So. To the context also of that, for our guests like Omar, how many years have you been in Dubai? Just so you.
So we got registered in Dubai in 2018, and Astrolab was the starting platform for us. Actually, I would say Astrolab eased our journey from Pakistan to UAE very, very. So it helped us in a way. At that time, Astrolab was running an installment plan on the licensing fee. So
Right.
we just need to get a seat in Astrolabs, and Astrolab will pay DMCC on our behalf for our license and everything. And we, over the period of next 1 year, our fees will get adjusted in our monthly rental. So that was very easy for us. That was very good for us at that time, because we were sort of skeptical at that time that, okay, should we go to UAE or should we go to some other market? But
Right.
this offer from Astrolab was something which enabled us to quickly take that decision and start our journey in UAE. And the whole environment, again, we're talking about Astrolab for now, but it deserves talking about. The whole environment which we got, I think that enabled us to really settle down comfortably. The 24/7 support environment we had, the ecosystem, the amount of trainings they are going through, we can actually have free of cost essentially while we're a member of Astrolabs. So I think these were the key benefits which helped us to start our journey in 2018. We did experimented with almost every kind of software in the beginning in 2019. So we got a couple of projects from different directions: a manpower exchange solution, a cricketing application for fantasy, like a fantasy league application.
Right.
So yeah, so a trucking solution, a logistics trucking solution for a very large entity in UAE, which was basically doing their business for the last 40 years in almost all GCC. So we were able to get that project and we were able to deliver that project. So yeah, first 1 year was primarily focused on anything we get, because this was a new market for us. We did not have the understanding.
Sure.
But then over a period, we started gaining traction. Obviously, during COVID, we were not very active because in
Right.
UAE, we were not active because during the COVID, in a way, we were stuck in our countries. But that was also from a perspective of growth, because almost every major country was going through a rapid evolution in terms of digitization of their economy during COVID.
True, true,
And
true.
that was also true for us because we were a digital first company. So I think we are one of those companies which benefited a lot from COVID because everybody wants to go online at that time. Retail was closed, so there is no other option to sell your products to your customer other than going e-commerce. So that was one of the reasons for us not very active in 2020 and 2021 early in UAE, but later on in 2021, we fully established ourselves in UAE. We started building our team and yeah, it had been very good for us so far. We're getting really large
Awesome.
customers on our portfolio in UAE as well. And being in UAE actually helped us get the business from the region as well. Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, like makes so much sense. That that's what we also say, like to your point, Omar, is like generally like the region here when you have boots on the ground and you start establishing this business, you start from Dubai as a center and then you start expanding to other countries, and mainly the main opportunities that we're most businesses are doubling down on is in Saudi, basically. That's why we actually, as Astro Labs, created this a new line in Saudi that's been there for 3 years. We already also like, included 400 companies, so it makes so much sense on that front. Let's like zoom out a little bit and talk about like because you have been now in Dubai for a while. What are the biggest opportunities that you are seeing in the software or in the IT sector that founders from outside who are considering expanding can pay research more or double down or on and like
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Definitely, we can talk about it. So before I jump on to exactly answering this question, I think we need to mention that why Dubai or UAE as a whole is the best choice for a technology company to be in. Most fundamentally, I believe the kind of infrastructure we get here, the kind of stability environment, the kind of security and safety we get as residents and as business, the 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 clarity in law we get,
Mhm.
and that is the kind of thing which are missing in a lot of countries. You have a lot of gaps in those areas. A very easy process of registering your company in EU. Yes, people say it's expensive, but I think that cost actually pays off very soon, very easily. So it's the ease of registration process, the licensing process. That's very easy and straightforward. And then the next big thing you explore while you're in UAE or Dubai, that everybody in the world is ready to do business with Dubai, which means if
Yep.
you have an office in Dubai, you're essentially that office essentially represents the whole world, in one way. So you can do business with all those countries which maybe otherwise you cannot do business with while in your
Right.
own country. So US market opens up for you, European market, GCC market, North African market. So a lot of these markets actually open up to you. And people have this certain perception about Dubai-based companies, especially when it comes to DMCC, that these
Right.
companies are very compliant, high quality. They maintain a high quality infrastructure. They have good quality team with them working. So, and they understand high quality technical development standards and all that. So, I believe this is something which are natural advantages to when you consider UAE or Dubai as your destination. Now, coming specifically to the opportunities, which the question,
Right.
as we know that Dubai have two sides to it. One is the very futuristic, ultra modern, uh, everything new, everything great. And I think that initiative is primarily from the government of Dubai. We have to give credit to them that they are always at the forefront of everything in terms of technology and anything else. We can see that in COVID, we can see so which means if your target market is somehow the government or the large enterprises, you need to focus on the latest technology. We're talking about AI, we're talking about machine learning, we're talking about blockchain, we're talking about Web3 technologies, because that is where the government of UAE or government of Dubai is basically primarily interested. They want to explore these frontiers, the next technology frontiers. And that is what, if you look at the job portals in Dubai, you will easily see what kind of technologies you need to focus on if you're targeting this market. And now coming to the other side, the private sector. Because of this rapid advancement in technology from the government sector, private sector is always pushed to basically upgrade their infrastructure because government expects you to have a real-time integration into their portal. So if
Right.
your ERP needs to be integrated into the tax system, So all of that. And whereas the private sector, at least what I experienced, is relatively, I would say, be more primitive than the government sector in UAE. You still find those traditional opportunities, which are prevalent in underdeveloped countries. So there are a lot of companies without ERP implementations in UAE, which means you can easily have a very solid offering of ERP and come to Dubai. There are a lot of companies who do not have basic integrations in place when it comes to CRM, when it comes to payment systems, when it comes to basic office management systems. So in a way, Dubai and UAE as a whole, you see this contrast. And this contrast of, I would say, opportunity gives the benefit to essentially every other company to come to Dubai. Because if you're selling something which is very traditional, an ERP or a basic integration, Dubai needs it. Somebody in Dubai needs that. Or if you're selling the most advanced modern tech, you're talking about Web3 or blockchain or something like that, Dubai have a client for that as well. So in a way, it's a very wide portfolio you can actually target. But my advice would always be to specialize in some area, because this is also the culture of UAE or culture of Dubai. I see people want specialist in their business. They don't want a generalist. They want specialist
Right,
for everything. So, for example, if they're looking for an ERP company, so they want that company to do ERP the best. That's it, and they want to be
right,
the best ERP company there is. And if you say I'm a company which develops AI solutions or blockchain solutions, they need to see your portfolio. What have you done in the past? So, in a way, there are a lot of opportunities, but within a narrow segment of opportunity, you need to specialize.
right, right. And would you say that this specialization would come like in terms of the expansion strategy and potentially like you can also like relate it to Alchemative like I mean strategy. Should it come at the beginning? Like because a lot of people think when they land in a new country or they're expanding to a new market that we should be open to land any sorts of client, just we, you know, so we can solidify our position and then we would niche down more. Or should it be before, like we study exactly where the gaps are in this market and we try to cater to what our success stories and track record, and then we would go directly focus, like laser focus on that niche.
Yeah, so obviously the best approach is always to do a market study before entering a market.
Right.
But what I understand from my experience, there are always some ground realities you don't understand remotely. However, whatever kind of market research you do, whatever kind of information you gather, there are still some things which you only realize while you are on ground. You have boots there. So that means, yes, it's good to do market research, but before too emphasizing too much on a specific skill or investing too much in a particular direction, do come on board. Do come in Dubai, start expanding, try to meet a lot of people as much as possible you can, and try to
Right.
understand how the actual market is operating. But there is a flip side to this as well. This is okay for general purpose software houses. So, for example, if you're a software house, you have skill
Mm.
set across the board, then this kind of approach works. That you come on board and you come into Dubai and you start exploring, and eventually, when you find a certain opportunity, you go in that direction. You start specializing. But companies who are already specialized in certain areas. So, for example, there's a company who's working on data sciences, machine learning. There's a company
Mhm.
who's dedicatedly working on ERP. They change their whole
True.
capability set just for
Yeah.
Dubai. So
Right.
that's what I say, that Dubai have opportunity for everyone. You
Right.
can essentially build and sell anything here. It's the right skill set, is the right pitch, and the right connections that matters in Dubai.
Awesome. Now you're making a very interesting point here, and I do actually also can relate to it. Then, from the perspective, first of all, I think because of the nature of the geographical location and the kind of central location between so many markets. So you do actually see an opportunity for, especially from the tech services, you see an opportunity to do disruptive like innovation with a lot of solutions. And you can also like see a lot of room for like kind of regulated or, you know, like just do the normal the traditional services. So, and that makes it, I agree that that makes it like a huge opportunity to in case that you're coming and you want to explore at the beginning, like where it can be your best niche is,
Yeah.
then that makes it a great place.
So yeah, you can see that if you explore. So I'm taking Dubai as the central point, but obviously UAE as a whole, we're talking about market.
Pretty much, yeah.
You will lot of find you can easily find a lot of companies just looking for a basic website, just looking for a basic social media management services, and then you will also find companies who are talking about creating something which does not exist. So yeah,
Right.
you have that contrast in UAE.
Exactly. Very interesting. So one question, and I feel this, and I hear this obviously from a lot of like entrepreneurs and founders, or small agencies, boutique agencies, or even larger like companies. Our main concern is like when we enter the region, so there's like chicken and egg problem. Like we want to do BD, we want to land the clients, we want to make sure that our GTM is efficient or makes sense. Can you walk us through from now the point from like the lens of Alchemative experience? How did you guys succeed to establish client base, to reach out to potential clients? What channels you have used? What worked out for you? What did not? So this can be like, I
Yeah.
think it's
So basically, it depends on company to company, the size of the company, the type of operations they're having. For example, if you're a medium to small organization, if you're SME actually, the best approach is for the most expert, which typically is the CEO or the founder of the company, to land first and start meeting people. That's the best approach. Start
right,
meeting as much as, which means becoming part of networking groups, attending networking seminars, attending industry relevant conferences, whatever. So they need to
right,
network, they need to talk to a lot of people to basically land to their first project. That's how your first projects normally come to. So for Alchemative, two things worked out. The first part, you had your network, you start meeting people, and people start referring, okay, so you can do this. Yes, we can do this. Okay, let's discuss this. And then naturally, you start having conversations and you start converting those into projects for your company. The
right,
other side, which worked for us, was our marketing. So because we were Shopify Plus partners for the MENA region, we did not
right,
had a very active marketing system at the time when we landed, but being a Shopify Plus partner for the MENA region gave us a unique advantage, which very few, essentially, when we landed, there was only one company. I think still there is one other company. That's it. So anybody contacting Shopify and asking, okay, we need an e-commerce project, a large scale e-commerce project. Who do we talk to? And they would refer them to
right.
Alchemist. I think that worked for us, especially getting into the e-commerce market, because other than this, we were initially more focused on anything that is coming our way, the smaller project. But the bigger projects started landing through Shopify. And then from that, that word of mouth started getting created. Okay, Alchemative have delivered this. Okay, let's talk to this company. So this is how I believe we've been benefiting. And this is how a lot of companies can actually benefit while they're planning their move to UAE. They need to set up some kind of basic marketing, a referral system online, which they receive while they're in UAE.
Sure. No, that's awesome. Right. So I will be sharing a poll. So from our attendees and guests, I appreciate if you can answer this poll. Just we're trying to collect some insights on your interest in the region, if you have set up here before, if you're now in the region or not. So I'll appreciate if everyone like answers this. And please, again, if you have any questions in mind, use the time and drop us these questions, and I'll definitely will try to address them during our webinar.
I
So,
don't have to answer this now. Okay.
so, so my next question, Omar, is basically about we were talking because we were having this conversation, me and you, and you were telling me particularly about certain industry like or specialities within the software and the IT services that might have more opportunities. I think you mentioned blockchain, you mentioned AI and machine learning. Do you have any like more insights from, for example,
Yeah.
number on like more details on those and
Yeah.
everything?
Sure. So, if I would to rate in terms of the number of opportunities or the size of the opportunity, I would rate ERPs. the organizational
ERPs.
management systems, number one on the top, because they are still in demand and in a huge demand. Every major organization is right now trying to automate their system, trying to digitize, trying to go paperless. So that's the biggest opportunity I see within UAE.
Right,
Number one, ERP and organization management systems. Number two, what I see is mobile applications, because
right.
there's a huge trend of building mobile applications for almost every service you want to give to your customers. For example, if you are a hotel, every hotel wants to have their own mobile application, other than being on Booking.com and everywhere else. Same goes for even some small bakala shops. Those bakalas also want to have their own mobile application because they might be serving a particular building. So their location is under that building, and somehow they know that all this tenants or residents of this building are their potential customers. So why not give them a mobile application where they can easily place order towards that bakala and he can deliver? So in that sense, that becomes the third, I would say, the second largest opportunity area, even though the size of this opportunity in terms of per transaction is small, the bucket size, the transaction size is small, but the volume, the number of potential opportunities is huge. Third thing which I see, which is a big opportunity area in UAE, is integrations. So
Integration.
if you're a company who can build integration, so now people have their website up and working, their marketing team is working, but now they need to integrate that CRM into their website. Or their website is perfectly fine, and now they need a payment system to be get integrated into that website, and somebody needs to do that. Or they're a large entity and they have distributors. Now, distributors have a different software. They have an internally different software. They want those two softwares to connect because they want distribution system to be connected with their internal ERP as well.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
third biggest opportunity I see is basically integrations, and that also expands into the government integrations because government is also expecting you to get your systems integrated into their systems. So integration is the third largest opportunity I see in UAE. Then you talk about the high end stuff. So starting with e-commerce, payment systems, e-commerce fulfillment systems. So e-commerce is there for a very reasonable amount of time. But now the next step, the omni-channel. When you say omni-channel,
Right.
that means now we need to integrate that digital with the retail. So they need to work as one. This is the
Sure.
omni-channel concept. And when you say omni-channel, it's not just supply chain omni-channel, it's communication omni-channel. The customer is now expecting that if I am able to communicate with the brand on Facebook, and when I try to communicate on WhatsApp or I go to their store, that communication experience needs to be consistent. So what I
Mm.
talked on Facebook, the agent on in the shop needs to know also, okay, this the same customer who actually discussed this with us. And so this is omni-channel within e-commerce we're talking about. Going beyond this, yes, we are talking about AI and Web3. But let's take a slightly deeper dive into AI.
Sure.
When people think AI, they straight away jump to maybe we create a new AI, we create this new engine or large language model. At this point in time, the biggest opportunity is integrating what is already there with the existing system. So there are large language models like ChatGPT, Gemini, and all these. Now businesses are exploring how can we utilize this chat gpt into our business. That is a big opportunity for anybody who have a solid understanding of how large language models work, how integrations work, and how enterprise systems work. If you have these three things sorted, you can connect those their businesses which are looking for this kind of skill set. And then obviously the ultra high end, the cutting edge, Web3, blockchain, pure AI. So yeah, this is how I would say structure in terms of size and opportunity.
Well, I think there's a lot of insights here, to be honest, and I love the point that you made like last on the AI part. A lot of the I see like a lot of the founders, they're thinking about the generative AI basically as just as a very disruptive in the sense that you have to make something completely new out of it. While every day I see a lot of potential applications for AI within the existing, processes you have in companies, in larger enterprises, in SMEs that you can simply double down on, and that will be of a great benefit. Like automating, basically, like automating anything with enabled by the generative AI is an opportunity itself. So that definitely makes sense. We have two questions. Peyton, you have a question. So would you like to share it with us? You said I have a question, but you haven't typed it. So it would be great if you can share your question. If you would like to talk about it, I'm happy to give you to allow you like to talk about it. So feel free to open
Hello,
your.
am I
Hey.
audible? Hi, thank you for having this session, and it's really enjoying and having very knowledgeable things over there. Okay, so my question was I'm also looking to do setup in UAE. I'm having the IT setup in India as of now. Okay, so what will be the basic criteria to expand my customer base or network over there? Will you be prefer me to join any network organization or what?
Yeah. Okay. So uh, there are specific networking organizations that you can definitely explore. I can actually highlight one of them, and which is basically a global organization. It's called BNI, Business Network International. It's already present in India as well. So you can, if, for example, if your plans to come to Dubai are, say, 6 months or 1 year down, then the best approach would be to join your local BNI chapter and start building your network there. And that same network can transfer you to this country because BNI is globally connected network, which means while in India, while part of India BNI, you can still approach people who are in BNI UAE, including myself. I'm part of BNI as well. So I think BNI is one of those networks which can enable you to uh, do business across geographies, transcend your country in every manner. So yeah, that's one of the networks I can recommend. And obviously, there are a lot of other networking opportunities once you are here. I think Dubai actually thrives on networking opportunities. There's so many events every week where you connect, including Astrolab. Also, Astrolab also gives a lot of opportunity to its members to basically network. They host those networking events, as he mentioned, that fundraising events and all those. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity. But if you want to start right away, I think BNI you can start with.
Awesome. That's great. Sadiq has a question, so please feel free to share it. And you can unmute and talk.
Hello.
Hi,
Yeah,
Sadiq.
Hi, how are you?
you're good.
How sorry for I delayed the meeting. I'm in Lisbon now, uh, and my pleasure to speak with us. Okay, so my question is this: I'm coming to UA. Okay, uh, to open the EA company. Okay, so we have the machine vision details. I don't know. You are available to send me some documents to our description.
Right.
Did you understand?
What I understand is that you were planning to come to Dubai and set up a company, so you would like to get more details. I'm not sure if I understood correctly.
No, 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 no. We have here one complement. It's like EA complement is about machine vision and machine learning. Okay, and we want to set up in UA. It's possible or no?
I'm not sure, to be honest, on my part. Not
Sadiq,
sure.
let me. Sadiq, disconnected or disconnected?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So just let me just try to understand what you are saying, and then if the understanding is correct, then we can try to answer that. Your company have a machine vision product. This is what you
Exactly.
say. Okay. And your question is that can you bring that machine vision product to UAE or not?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, you can. So then what is the question? Your question is, can you bring that product
I
here and
can
sell it?
send I can send you the a presentation in the if you send me the our email.
No, that's
Uh,
fine. That's fine. But what is your exact question?
like about
So
350 years.
no, that's fine. You mentioned your product. We understand that. But what is your exact question? Your question is that can a machine vision product be sold in UAE or a company can be registered? What is your exact question?
The reason it's I have to see because it's Arabic market, and
Okay.
that is we have one in Europe, when we have one in Asia, and we have one in
Yeah, I
uh,
got your point now. I got your
you
point. So
got you got
basically, yeah, I got your point. So yes, you have to start with English. Dubai is not predominantly Arabic. Dubai have English and Arabic both. So you can easily start with the English. Most of the identification documents we have are in English as well at the same time in Arabic. So you can easily start with your English capability of your product. And then yes, you have to expand into Arabic language because a lot of government activities are done in Arabic. A lot of government documentation is done in Arabic. If you're eventually going to scan all those documents and train your models to basically understand Arabic, you have to go into Arabic. Yes, but you can start with English.
Great. In any case, Sadiq, if you have any further questions on that, I'll drop my contact details. Please reach out to me and I will make sure that I connect you with the right person and we see how we can also help you with that. So thank you for your question. We have a couple of more questions. Max is asking, what does Dubai's founders prefer, remote developers or in-house developers?
sorry,
I'm
can
not
you
Okay.
repeat the question?
So like just for the sake of time, I would love if I can get back to you later after the webinar because we have a lot of other questions and I want to address those. So yeah,
Okay, okay, no problem. Okay.
thank you. Thank you. So yeah, Umar, any thoughts on the in-house or remote?
So actually, it all depends on the situation. For example, if a company is building a product, we would always prefer in-house developers because they need something. The code needs to be secured. The code needs to be. It's an intellectual property eventually, so they need to somehow secure that. But if the company is primarily looking for a project or a temporary deployment, they would always go for a remote development. So it totally depends on the circumstances and the situation. There's no clear cut answer to this. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I would imagine that as well. It really depends on the stage of the company, like even the financial situation and like the strategy that you are setting. And so, yeah. One question is more about the Shopify Plus partner that you mentioned. Raj is asking, what is the procedure for a meeting? Who is the decision maker for that partnership? If you could share, like, shed some light on the details on
Yeah, yeah.
that.
So basically, I think the question is regarding how to get a Shopify Plus partnership.
Yeah.
The Shopify Plus partnership is a fairly simple process. I mean, it have requirements. You have to go through those compliance requirements. But yes, the process is very simple. You go on Shopify website, you become a Shopify partner, you become a normal partner, and then you start delivering Shopify solutions to your customers. Your customers become your reference. So those are case studies in a way. And then when you have a certain number of customers, and typically plus customers, not non-plus, because your interest is to become Shopify Plus partner. So Shopify Plus partner needs to have a certain number of plus customers, capabilities validated by the customers, and yeah, that's about it. And then you can simply send that email to Shopify partner programs. Okay, we are your partner for say this amount of time, and we have delivered these 5 or 10 plus customers while being your partner, and we have these capabilities in house. And yeah, that's it. There's as of now, as per my opinion, there is no fees to becoming a partner, and there is not a single decision maker in that regard. It's a partnership team basically which takes a decision based on your deliveries and profile.
Sure. Great. So Farshad is asking, we're a company in the UAE and we develop ERP software. specifically for services and retail companies? What is our starting point for marketing? Like, yeah, I'm not sure if you have any tips for the marketing
Yeah,
part.
so we are a company in UAE and we develop ERP software. So the company is already in UAE and they're developing ERP software. And what is your strategy, starting point for marketing? So, okay, for any technology company, any company who have a product or a brand, the best approach is to start with organic marketing. Start producing the best content there is. Start producing content about your services, about your products, the product, how that product can benefit your customers. Try to post, try to talk about the case studies, the success stories you have created, use the success stories of your customers using your product. So this is how you start advising the market or communicating the market about the benefits of your product. And yeah, that's how any marketing service should bring, highlighting the qualities and the value of your product.
Awesome. That's great. Ahmad is asking, how can we identify and leverage edtech opportunities in the UAE?
Yeah, just like every other thing, and I mentioned in the beginning, UAE is a huge market and it's market for everything. EdTech is also one of those. So if you're entering into UAE, as compared to a lot of other countries, UAE's EdTech is, I would say, have crossed the basics. So you cannot come and start selling a very basic education management or a school management system. Yes, you can start with learning management systems. Learning management system is something still people are looking for, and there's a
Right.
huge market for that. And learning management is not limited to schools and colleges. Learning management is required by the organization. So I would always, when somebody talks about edtech, because I think I mentioned that we started, I think I did not mention. So when we started our company, the very first product we made was basically an edtech product. So what
Mm,
we realized at that time, uh, learning management system, there will always be room for a learning management system because every organization, every school, every college, every university have a slightly different way of imparting education. And with the learning management system, you have an opportunity to go to Web3 as well, which means you're talking about VR, AR. Now, the next step in EdTech is basically including VR and AR in it. So, in a way, there's room in EdTech, but if you can do the cutting edge, if you can do the latest stuff. But if you're expecting to build a very basic EdTech system which manages fees, students, and all that, that's not going to cut it for UAE anymore.
Right. Right. Yeah, I have a question from Abdullah Hadi saying, I have a product for education consulting business and we have deployed our product to multiple companies in Karachi and one company in UAE. I got a UAE client from the reference of Karachi client. How can I get more clients in this domain and how can I approach to them directly? Should I have any options to partner with some IT company in UAE who already has a good base in the UAE market? So we will
Yeah.
partner.
So you have a product for education consulting business. So the point is, if you're looking for a partnership in UAE, you need to look for a partnership who is already working in that particular area. For example, if you let's consider Alchemative as your partner. So Alchemative would not be the right partner for your product because Alchemative is not working in the education sector in any way as of now. And we're only focused on e-commerce, which means you need to identify, and that's the best approach before you enter a market. Try to identify companies who can partner up with you, who can start promoting your product in their country. And then once you see the traction building up, you see the more clients are building up, you can start registering your company and come to that country straight away. So education consulting is as we discussed, and this is a very important point here basically to make. UAE's vision, especially Dubai, I believe, for 2030, one of the important aspects of that is that they want to build this country as the education destination of the world. They don't want you to go to UK or US or Europe to get your advanced degrees. They want you to come to Dubai to get your advanced degrees. So that means anything around education or edtech is should be an opportunity. It's an opportunity in UAE for at least next 5 to 6 years. Because if the whole country have set this vision that we need to make this country, convert this country as the education destination of the world, yeah, the opportunity is there.
Awesome. That's great. I think we're done. The question someone is asking, Farshad, how can we get in touch with Mr. Omar? We can please share the contact information. So if you would like to share any, potential means that people can reach out to Alchemative or to you, Umar. Please also feel free. I'll drop
I
all
think,
some.
yeah. So basically, contacting me is very easy. You can go on any in assets of the company, which means social media, Google page, website, and you can easily fill up the form and discuss what you want to discuss with me or the company. And the sales team and the teams are very active and they'll respond and they'll connect with you. And if there's a need to connect with you, that will automatically happen. You don't have to specifically try to approach me. It will automatically happen depending upon your need. So, yeah, if you're looking for something very basic where I'm not required, the team might not connect you with me. But in that case, you can specifically tell them, okay, this is the reference. I came from this webinar and I need to connect to Uber. So they'll make sure it happens. Don't worry.
Perfect. Well, I think we can start wrapping up just for saving the time. Just want to make sure if we skipped any questions. Um, Aziz, he said, I do own a digital marketing agency known as MarkNex and serving in the USA market remotely from Pakistan. We want to expand to the UAE, but we don't know how to reach out to clients because the UAE clients are different and have different communication channels. My question is, which platform is the best for UAE where I can connect UAE clients, especially?
So for UAE, and especially for a marketing company, we need to understand marketing is different for every country. It's not just UAE. Any
Yeah.
country you go to, you always have to tailor your content according to the country. You have to look at the cultural norms. You have to look at the sensitivities people have regarding this different types of content. Language is important for every different country. So, for example, in Saudi Arabia, you cannot market anything unless you're giving the message in Arabic language. So whereas UAE obviously does have that option, but if within UAE, which is your market? Is Dubai your market, or Sharjah is your market, or Ajman is your market? That all depends. So marketing is different for every country. So that's basic. The second part of your question is how to basically approach this. So there is no central platform in case of UAE. So for example, in case of USA, you would say, okay, I can go to Upwork or I can go to Odesk and I create an account and start aggressing the UAE market with the USA market. That's fine. But for UAE, I think the most dominant platform is LinkedIn for business. So the best approach would be to build your brand on LinkedIn and push your brand. Once your brand is established on LinkedIn, then you can start identifying people who can be your potential customers, potential partners, and start connecting with them. And yeah, that's how I think UAE market can be explored.
I do agree with Omar on this, and I believe that two things. LinkedIn does actually wonders if you do the game like right. If you actually establish the brand and start promoting like really good content, if you define your niche well and you start publishing content that could resonate with the audience that you're trying to sell to, and through doing some outreach or campaigns on LinkedIn, omni-channel, you can do it as well, run outbound, try outbound, you would potentially get some traction. And the other option is potentially having someone in the ground is actually more like GCC cultural thing. So it's always, we say, like better to have someone that can go and meet people. There is still this element which is one of the differentiator between, I would say, the American and or the European market is like still people here like to meet more, like to establish this trust through face-to-face meetings. So in case that's not doable though, like we said, like you would double down on channels that make the most sense for you. I will end with the last question, which is from Noman Ahmad. What do you think about the potential of HRM solution in UAE, which consists all HRM operations?
Yeah, HR is a very important field, but you need to understand that now people want to evolve into something better. So people already have an option. Everybody already have an option of using Odoo or all those traditional HR systems and Zoho and everything else, and they come pretty cheap as well. I have seen solutions with as low as $1 per employee cost, or even less than that. So what you really need to think when you're trying to sell an HR solution what is the value you're adding to the company other than basic processes? Are you just capturing data of employees, processing payroll or processing attendance and leave, or you're somehow automating stuff and you're gradually removing all the manual processes from the system, and those processes should happen automatically. For example, one of the HR system we're using, it has some basic intelligence into it. So, for example, if you're applying for a sick leave, and that falls under the company's basic policy system, it does not go for approval. But it makes no sense. Person is already sick, is not coming to office. So why even go for approval of the manager? The manager should just be notified the person cannot come today. Whereas
Right.
still a lot of HR systems out there, they go seek an approval for a sick leave, which is which is very strange. Same goes for casual leave. For somebody is applying for a casual leave, and that person is already not in office, and maybe the reason is that he or she have to attend a death of a relative or an emergency at home. Now that person is already not there, already applied that today I cannot come, because there's no point of getting an approval on that because it's already not there. So that system
Right.
automatically approves it and notifies all the relevant parties that this person is not available in the office today. So you need to plan your work accordingly. So I think these kind of basic ideas need to come into the HR systems to really HR system to take the give benefit to the organization. Yeah.
Awesome. So I will take the last question because I don't want to miss it. Yasser already shared it, and then we will end with that. Yasser says, I'm from Pakistan and I'm running a technology company focusing on automation solutions such as our RFID and robotic process automation. What do you think is the market for it?
So RPA is an area which is required in the industrial, primarily in the industrial zones of UAE in general. And RPA will always be required. But you also need to think, when you're an RPA company, you also need to think from a perspective of IoT, Industry 2.0 to Industry 2.4, Industry 4.0. Why? Because the most of the RPA processes now are somehow either rebranded or transitioning towards Industry 4.0. And UAE being always that land where people want to try to use the latest technology, and why? Because they want to automate as much as manual process. So as an RPA company, you have a lot of scope, but you need to be ready to experiment with the latest IoT stuff, industrial IoT, because RPA is going to be 4.0 anyways.
Awesome. Well, with that, we'll be ending. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining, for all the questions. It actually added a lot of insights, I'm sure, for everyone having this Q&A session. Omar, thank you so much for joining us today on this webinar. A lot of great gems that have been shared today, and I'm looking forward to doing more potentially webinars with you and events in the future. For anyone that joined with us, you have Omar's contact information, you have my contact information from Astrolabs. Would love to answer any more technical questions about your expansion plans to Dubai. So feel free to reach out to either me or for Omar if you have more like requests that Alchemative potentially or Omar can help you with. And
I shared
yeah,
my LinkedIn profile as well, so for everybody to see.
yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Omar, and have a great day.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Bye bye.